Yes, 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 crowd. It's your boy Deny. You know what it is. DSS, we move. Welcome to the final whistle, brought to you by Let 'Em Shoot TV, where culture meets football. This week's a bit different, man. No EPL international break, but unless it's a tournament, we ain't talking about it. Man, I'm on my ones today. Lone striker. Just me. But I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to hold it down real quick, all right? We're going to do a transfer edition episode, top 10 transfers of the most recent window. I'm going to rattle off a list, 10 down to 1, which has been put together by our production team. Everybody had to submit their top 10s. They crunched the numbers. I'm going to read out this list, shoot over to the team in Canberra, touchdown in Melbourne, because that's where we're at now. We're in Melbourne too. We're going to go from there, assume who was the number one pick, the number one transfer. At number 10, damn, Sambi Lokonga and elect to Arsenal. What you guys saying?
All right, let me just start off by saying I had this guy higher on my list, and he is the only Arsenal player I had on my list because, hear me out, low price, okay, low price. He is a player that Arsenal definitely needed. He wants to get on the ball, face forward, play forward, someone they don't have. It's a bit weird because they got rid of Guendouzi and then brought in someone who's an extremely similar type of player.
Fine signing. Not in my list. He's good. I think he'll develop into a good player. He's young, decent price. It just doesn't make enough of a difference to Arsenal for me to warrant a top 10 place. But I think that he can develop into a good player.
I had Lokonga 10.
I had him 8. Did you see how Thomas Frederick McLaughlin said two big black, referring to Lokonga?
It's crazy as well. Partey and Lokonga aren't actually like the most physical players. They're not like, if you look at other midfielders, they're not like as jacked as. Are you saying Tom a bit? Yeah, because they're black, they're just automatically, big, strong.
Hey. But okay, yes, he's young. He's obviously talented if he's gone from Anderlecht to Arsenal. I'm not going to sit here and cap and say I know a bunch about him, but for him to be in the top 10, I think is no.
He said nothing about his ability, nothing about how press resistant the guy is, nothing about his age and his composure. He just said two big black. That's the first thing he said.
Amen.
Yeah, I didn't have him on my list. But 17 mil. Not bad. Is he better than Xhaka? Yes. Is he better than Guendouzi? Probably not. So, I don't know, but not top 10. I don't think so.
Yeah, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to pair him with Partey. Two big, strong.
Number 9, Damari Gray. Bayer Leverkusen to Everton.
This might sound like a howler, but I had him 2. Just for that price. I'm just saying, just for that price.
He comes back to Everton for, I think it's 1.4 or something. An extreme bargain because he's still young. And the few little highlights I've seen of him, I think he's got 2 or 3 goals actually. He's looking rampant.
Yeah.
So I had him in my list. I had him at number 9. Oh, there you go. So, yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I back that as well. I haven't seen too much of him, but from what I have seen of him, he's got that flair. I think that's what Everton needs as well.
Mm-hmm.
A little pick-me-up. They haven't really got too much going forward.
Yeah, I don't know. The goal was brilliant on the weekend. It's probably what Everton needed, to be honest, and what they were missing last year. He's lightning, he's skillful, and for 2 million. But he wasn't on my list, to be honest. And it's probably right that if the list had been done before the season started, he wouldn't be anywhere near it.
Yeah, great pickup. The kid's talented. We've seen what he's done in the Prem in the past. I think his time, was it Germany? Yeah. His time in Germany, a bit underwhelming, but from what I've seen and some of his performances, I predict he's going to have a quality season.
For 2 million, guys, like we see a lot of transfers these days, 50, 75, 30, mils. To pick up a guy for 2 mil, that's a bargain, mate. Top bargain, mate. Come on. What more do I have to say?
I'm just not convinced by him. I think he has a lot of good moments, but honestly, he hasn't performed in the past. He's now 25. I think the good thing about this signing is that it's 2 mil and he will start every week. So there's really no risk. If he doesn't perform, then it's whatever. 2 mil to a Premier League club's nothing. But
Look, if this list was done before the season started, this guy would not come close to anyone's list. If this list was done 3 weeks ago, it would not come close to anyone's list. He wouldn't be top 20. He wouldn't be top 30. Based off him scoring 2 goals, and 1 assist, Demarai Gray's now back in people's lists.
Crowd, Mitch had Demarai Gray at number 2. Deep that for a minute. This man had Demarai Gray at number 2. Out of all the players that came to the EPL this season, he had Demarai Gray at number 2. I'm not going to lie. Samuel may be right. If Demarai Gray hadn't played the first 2 games, or if we did this list before the season started, no one's chatting about Demarai Gray. But we'll move. At number 8, from Norwich all the way to Villa, Buendia.
at 8.
Wow.
Buendia at 8. This guy. I now know that no one on this podcast knows football properly. At 8, except for Jeremy. Jeremy had him at 1. This is an incredible signing. An incredible signing. This dude was way too good for Norwich. He was too good for Norwich when they went down. He was too good in the Championship. And for Villa to sign him for 30 mil is a steal.
He's got to perform now. He's got the monkey on his back, that saying. So he's got to get the monkey off his back, sorry. But yeah, we'll see what this guy's about. I'm excited to watch him play. I haven't really seen him play in the Championship or the 2 years before when he was in the Prem, but yeah.
For me, he's at least, I put him 3rd, but if you put him 3rd, 2nd, 1st, no debates there.
I'm telling you, this guy's having a better season than Bruno. He's having a better season than Bruno. Bruno's not on pens anymore. He's having a better season than Bruno. This guy was my 4th best transfer this season. This guy is techie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to hold the ball. He has great ball retention, have a little one pass here, there, assist. He's going to be scoring rockets from outside of the box. He's on free kicks as well.
Oh my God, he was 8 in my list. Is this just my list?
You're crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, look, Emi Buendia is a good player. Obviously, he was the standout player at Norwich, hence why Aston Villa have gone and picked him up. So far, again, from what I've seen, I haven't seen all the Villa games, he's looked decent. And, again, he's young, he's got time, and he'll probably, if he does well at Aston Villa, he'll probably bounce off to a bigger club in the future. So
Signing someone from the Championship, obviously, it doesn't correlate correctly when you're looking at goal contributions and stats. I think it's very easy to get carried away by 30 goal contributions, but you have to remember he's playing a lot of games and a lot of games in the Championship. So that's why he's not there on my list.
He was playing in the Championship.
Yeah, but because he
It's a
didn't...
big step up.
He's done it before. He did it for Norwich. Arsenal
You're
wanted
talking
to
about
buy
20
him.
goal contributions to 30 goal contributions. He did it in the
I
Championship.
said 20.
You got people saying 30. No way.
He will get... Mark my words, he will get 20 goal contributions this year.
Yo, man. Who's backing Tom? Pause. Should Buendia be higher? Jeremy, I think, had him at, number 1? Juju at number 1? Now, I don't know about number 1, but should this guy be higher? I don't know. Coming in at 8? I don't know, man. You tell us. But let's move on to number 7, man. Another Villa player. A new Villa player, obviously. Proven goal scorer. English man, didn't go Euros. I don't know how. Mr. Danny Ings.
I think it's a brilliant signing. I had him at number 4. No, I'm serious. This is a proven goal scorer. He's at the peak of his career. He's probably unlucky to not have made it at Liverpool, to be honest. in front of that fraud Firmino, let's be honest.
Just relax.
If
Just
he
relax.
was playing
Just
in
relax.
front of Firmino.
Yeah, just
no.
relax. Stay on top.
This is someone that's going to give him a different option as well to a Villa team that signed players around him. That he's definitely going to get over probably 12 goals.
I think so.
Plus the Ollie Watkins goals.
He's known as a finisher. He's a goal scorer. He had a couple injuries last year, but it's been 3 games. He's had three goal contributions.
Yep.
2
Something
goals
like
and
that.
assists, I think. I think it
Yep.
is. Yeah, we know he scores goals.
So this is my theory. Danny Ings is better than Ollie Watkins. Not saying Ollie Watkins is trash, but I think Danny Ings brings a different side to forwards that they currently don't have. The biggest problem though, Danny Ings wasn't in my list. I rate him highly, but the biggest problem that they might have is his injury. He's injury prone. You know, he's been injured every season for the past few years. So you're paying quite a bit of cash for somebody who hasn't had a full season.
I don't have Danny Ings on my list. And I know these guys, these are the same guys that are going to say, needed. They have a striker who scored, 13, 14 goals last season. He scored 13, 14 goals last season. They went out and signed Danny Ings to play 9. Where? To play where?
It makes sense.
To play with him?
What do you mean? You've signed an upgrade. Watkins has to find a new position, or they can play with 2.
Danny Ings isn't an upgrade on Ollie Watkins.
He really
He's
is.
not an upgrade.
Stats don't lie, cuz.
Yeah, it's a good signing. Samuel is a dickhead. Samuel doesn't understand that you need to
That's facts.
to have different types of players within a team. You think Samuel just thinks that you have to play one way and one way only for the rest of your life, and it's just not true.
Danny Ings is, I think, underrated, and any team in the Prem would have taken him. I'm telling you right now.
Now you ask me, Danny Ings is a proven goal scorer in the Prem. Can bag bare goals. If he was Spanish, everybody would be talking about him. But what it is, man, we move. At number 6, a young defender, French defender, comes from Germany, touches down in Merseyside. Man like Konate, who did his own announcement back in Africa. So respect there. Boys, what are we saying there?
Yeah, look, great signing, great defender. It's just a bit of banter though. He's come in, he's not even playing. I don't know what the gaffer's doing, playing two sweepers. Get one of them off the field, man. Play this guy.
An exceptional young defender, big, strong. He's a leader. I gotta stop doing this. But it's what we need.
I had him at 5, so 1 spot ahead of this. This guy is an exceptional talent. Even if he's not going to have the impact that other players are going to have in this first season, when you sign someone, you don't just sign them for 1 year. I don't know if Philippe is just thinking that people are signed for 1 year and then they go back to whoever they came from. But he's 21 years old. He is the France starting centre-back for the youth, for the under-21s team. He's the captain. He's a beast.
It's a great signing. The signing actually pissed me off bitterly.
Like Samuel said, he's an exceptional talent. He's got a bright future. 3 players over 7'12" at Liverpool, and they're all centre backs. Just don't give them corners, cause you're conceding definitely. It's not Van Dijk, it's Konate. If it's not Konate, it's first choice Matip.
Yeah, no, I agree. I reckon he's young. I think he's 22.
Yeah. Something like that.
He's good on the ball. He's a good dribbler for a centre back. You know, Liverpool complained all of last year for not having a centre back, and now they're getting their depth, which is good for them, I guess. So it's a good transfer for Liverpool, definitely. I had him at number 9 in my list, I think. Yeah, so good signing for him.
British transfer fee record. Finally at a big club. Mr. Jack Grealish. What are we saying about him at number 5?
Yeah, it's an overpay. It's a massive overspend. He had a lot of hype last year, but they just paid 100 mil for a player they don't really need. They've got 3 or 4 of him in the squad already. 50, 60, cool. Like, no problem at all. Especially, you know, you're getting a captain from his club. You're getting a boyhood fan. English as well. 50, 60 mil, cool, you can understand that. But for 100, nah, not for me. I had him at 9.
Initially, when I made my list, it was high. Then I thought about it, and I had to change it because you look at that fee, you look at the players Man City already has. For me, Riyad Mahrez is a much better player. he has way less hype. He would be way cheaper than Jack Grealish. And if you took either one of them out of the side, I think City is much worse without Mahrez in the team than Grealish.
Look, I had him at 3. Now, we had an argument the other day on the phone, the boys, and Jeremy was going off at me saying, what does he actually bring to the team? Like, is he making them better? Yeah. Not crazily, though. So I sort of see where Jeremy's coming from. But he does make them better, you know. And I think as well, as I was saying before, you pay for the name, the look, the status. He's like a new age Beckham to me. I'm not saying he's as good as Beckham, but I'm saying that, you know, he's a pretty boy. Everyone loves him. National team guy.
England hero.
Initially, when I was writing my list, I thought, I've got to have him because it's a huge signing. And I used to love watching him last year, and now I hate him. Like, everything I used to like about him, I hate now. Just, oh my God. And it's just another one of those Pep signings that is not needed, plus the British tax, extra 40, 50 million, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, you know, commercially, you're looking at it as well, it's a big signing for them.
Man City, you guys are idiots, cuz. You guys are like that auntie that says yes to everything. Why do you reckon every other team said no, we're not paying 100 mil for? You of all people, like of all teams who have exactly the same player every other position, say yes. What's wrong with you guys? You had 100 mil, you needed a striker, Kane was 100, and you buy Grealish. What?
Yeah, no, I had him at number 3 too. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think they overspent on him for what he was. You know, he had a good Euros, but we didn't really see much of him, from my personal opinion, to warrant 110 mil, you know, for a midfielder like that. When you've already got the likes of De Bruyne as well in the midfield, it's going to be good link-up play between them, 100%. But yeah, for Man City, I think they could have secured a striker before going over and spending that much on another attacking midfielder. But, you know, we'll see how it goes throughout the year.
Fendi facts.
Now when people say it's not really needed and you deep it, you see it. Like, there's players there who already do the job. And the thing with Grealish is he needs the ball every single time. Where at City, he's not getting the ball every single time. There's people like De Bruyne, there's people like Gundogan who'll get the ball, people like Mahrez.
At number 4, now this has to be one of the most disrespectful announcements of all time. All the way from Madrid via France, Raphael Varane lands in Manchester.
Man, as much as a restart, man. Restart. Man, as much of a... Hey, you start, man. I can't even get this word out.
I don't even know how I'm going to start anymore. You go.
Man, as much...
No, you're cunt. You're a fuck. Go, Simon, go.
No. Let him go. I can't start now.
Man, 6 times. Okay, I'll just keep
Man, as much as I hate Manchester United, I feel like this is a very good signing for them. They heard the fans. They said they needed another centre back. They listened. They did fan faves and they did like a little voting thing, poll. Varane won by like 0.1%, which is good. Big ups. I think Philippe got that last vote in on his his 5th iPad. So yeah, not much to say about him because I don't really like him. So, you know, Mum said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything.
Varane in at number 4. I had him at my number 4 too. I think we definitely need another centre back at United. And what a pick up Varane now with that link up with Ronaldo up front, obviously, is good for the team. I think he's a veteran defender. From the first game, he's already been leading from the back, you know, screaming, shouting, putting in good tackles. You know, he's won countless, you know, trophies and everything like that. So I think it's just nothing but a good addition for United, if that's not being biased. But
He was 3rd on my list, and if it wasn't for the other two, the top 2 other signings, he's probably top, to be honest. He's 28. I think everyone's forgetting he's 28. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. He's won a World Cup. He's an amazing ball player as well as an amazing defender. I just don't think how how you couldn't have him in your top 5?
He's not. He wasn't in my list. I rate him though. He's a great defender. He's got a wealth of experience. I think United have done well this window just to bring in some guys with experience, some leadership. My biggest call out was he hasn't been performing off late, so I don't know if United's the team to get him to the peak of his game. But I'd like to be surprised because I used to like him a lot, but I'm just not sure whether United was the right team for him.
I think it's probably clear to everyone that Varane isn't the player he was when Madrid were winning the Champions League. But when you look at Man U, you look at their biggest weaknesses, they have 2 centre-backs who are slow, who can't turn and run, who literally can't play on the ball. And then you have Wan-Bissaka, who consistently gets caught out positionally. You bring in a centre-back who's experienced, who's played at the top level for maybe 10 years in a row now, won a World Cup, won Champions League 4 times, and you put him next to Maguire, who clearly needs someone good next to him, Wan-Bissaka, who clearly needs someone to help him figure out what he's doing on the field. And then you bring that experience that he has and leadership. It's a good signing.
No, I think for the price that they paid for him,
Definitely.
I'd call him like a young veteran because like he's been at the top level for so long that age, you might look at the age and think, oh, I wouldn't call him a veteran, but for what he's experienced and what he's won, he's that guy. And they say I sort of look like him, sort of play like him a bit. So
At Real Madrid, what position did he play? Was it left centre back or right? All right, it'll work then. I reckon. Yeah, if it was left centre back, I'm telling you, Maguire cannot play on that right. Maguire. See, the problem with, not the problem with this signing, but he won't look as good because he's got literally a fridge playing next to him. And then he's got Wan-Bissaka, who, yes, defensively he is good, but you're getting Varane for his technical ability. So
He's in my list. He's 10.
So you have Kanate at 6, but one of the best centre backs in
It's a
the
better
world.
signing.
At
Varane
10.
is not as good as what he was.
So at 28.
When he was at Madrid,
He hasn't even hit his peak.
He got bailed out by Ramos time after time after time. I couldn't even count it.
So he bailed him out in the World Cup as well.
He has France's defense is incredible as
Who
well.
played next to him in the World Cup?
Who did play next to him? Kimpembe?
Umtiti.
He's good. He's a good player. He's in my list.
He's not just good. He changes everything for us.
He is. He's not as good as what he was, and that's just fact.
he had Casemiro, the best CDM at the moment, to bail him out. He had Ramos to bail him out. He had the best keeper Courtois to bail him out. He had bad boy Benzema out front, just doing bad boy Benzema things, But
In all fairness, any team in the league's taking Varane. My thing is,
except for Arsenal, Ben White.
is he going to be good? That's the biggest question mark that I have.
I just don't think that the way that he played into midfield for Madrid and the way he does it for France is impossible to do it with your midfield. So one of his big assets playing out from the back is going to be irrelevant in your team, and I just don't think that part of his game, which is so good, is going to make a difference.
At number 3, we're staying in Manchester. This guy is techie. Jadon Sancho. What were you saying about that?
Me, I thought Jadon Sancho was like a FIFA Ultimate Team signing, where he's mad, If you're looking at young wingers, he'd probably top the list really in the world. But for what United needed, would you say, did they need that the most? Probably not. And if you're trying to bring in a player that you don't need, for me, that's obviously a player that's going to come next in the list, I'm assuming.
I might have to disagree with that. United did need a winger. They do need a winger. They can't be paying Daniel James. I wouldn't put Mason Greenwood as a winger. He offers nothing there. I think he's a 9.
I just think now with the arrival of United, with the arrival of Ronaldo, Sancho's got to be on top form because Greenwood's looking crazy. When Rash comes back, you know he's going to be in the mix. So, he's got to look really good to keep that spot, I think. Obviously, they'll give him some time to build momentum in the league and all that. I don't think he should be at number 3. He was in my list. I think he was 5 or 6. But look, he did his thing at Dortmund. But there's just, when you have gut feelings about players that it's not going to go exactly how they think it is.
Jadon Sancho, one of the best youngsters in the world. He brings a lot of creativity. He brings a lot of flair, skill, techers. He creates goals. He scores goals. If you want to talk about stats, he's got it. If you want to talk about actual effect on the game, he's got it. And also, everyone wants to talk about how big teams, top teams stay at the top is because they have depth. This brings Sancho in and it brings him into the starting lineup. Then it puts Greenwood or Martial or someone like that on the bench where they're just not ready yet to start or good enough yet to start for a big team.
I think him staying in the Bundesliga for an extra year is probably good for him because you can't forget that this is his first season in the Premier League. So it's going to take him some time. So the first 3 games that he's played, he obviously hasn't looked the best, but it's going to take time for him. It's a signing for years and years. It adds, we needed a right winger. And it's someone that's going to bring assists, someone that's going to bring goals. With Ronaldo, Cavani, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood, we've got goals, and he just adds to that. And I think the signing of Ronaldo probably takes some of the pressure off him as well, because everyone's going to be focused on Ronaldo for the next few weeks. So it'll calm him down a little bit. But I'm really excited about him.
See, I would have to disagree with MJ because if you look at his stats, I'm going to read them out for you. The last 3 seasons, he had 11, 16, and 14 assists. I think this is a good signing, but I wouldn't have him through 3rd. I think Buendia is a better signing. I think Demarai Gray is a better signing, but
I think it's a great signing. For me, it's just a 6-7 signing. And also, who is starting for that United team?
He's like a mini Neymar.
No. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop you because...
Wait, production reel that back?
Yeah, because...
He's like just a nice skiller to watch. This guy, when he gets on the ball, you're on the edge of your seat because if he gets it in the final third, you're like, oh, what is he going to do now? You just don't know what he's going to do. He's that unpredictable. I think he brings a lot of excitement to that Man U front line now. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that starting 3, like front 3, because now they got Rashford, him, Greenwood, Cavani, Ronaldo. Like that's, 5-6 players that they got to pick 3 from?
I just haven't seen him in the Prem, and I think adapting to the Prem, how he adapts to the Prem will kind of determine how he's going to be, I guess, this season, especially. But, he's young, natural talent. I think as well, he's going to have a lot of opportunity to assist for Ronaldo, who's just going to be standing in the box, basically. And he likes to cut in. He likes to bring the ball, from wide, bring it in and cross it in. And if Ronnie's in there just, tapping in headers all day, can't see anything going wrong with it, to be honest.
No coke. 1 or 2 was close, but we're staying in Manchester. Big CR7, Ronaldo coming home to Manchester, number 7 kit. What do you guys think about that one?
They could have changed the outcome of this by putting him lower, but somehow this guy's found his way at 2. I don't know why people are complaining. These guys are going to feed off the haters. Tom hater, Mitch hater, MJ hater, Sam's about to be a hater, Jez hater. This guy is a wonderful signing for United.
I did not have Ronaldo on my list.
Damn, man, you better explain yourself. What's up?
From a business standpoint, it's probably one of the best deals ever. But I think it blocks the development of Greenwood. I know there's an argument for he's going to learn from the best striker ever to play.
I don't know where to start. So, top 2 best players in the world, still. Still,
Not anymore.
No, absolutely
Not
no
anymore.
doubt about it.
No.
This is a guy that outscored the number one last season in the same league. So there's no two ways
In a much
about
better
it.
team, yeah.
In a worse team, because Juventus weren't as good as Inter last year, right? I know we're not getting the tricky winger, the exciting player that we had years ago. So no one's asking for that. We know that we're getting an out-and-out goal scorer, someone that is a proven winner, someone that gets us closer to winning the league. Probably
You're not going to win the
because
league.
we're missing players in.
You're
different
not winning the
positions.
league.
But it's the biggest signing.
Yes, he's 36. He's not the same player. He's moved central. He's not going to run as much. It's Ronaldo, though. Have you seen the guy? He has 0% body fat. I think he fucking hasn't had a grain of sugar or salt in probably 25 years. Yeah.
Based purely on marketing purposes, great signing. But if you're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo, yes, he was top scorer in Serie A last season. He's not one of the 3 best strikers in the world. You're paying all this money for wages for someone who's 36 years old. He's not LeBron. He's old. They're not going to win the league this year. Like Tom said, I agree with everything he said. He said they're not going to win the league this year. They're paying all this money for someone who's 36.
Well, for me, from a marketing perspective, excellent signing. You know, there's going to be a lot of revenue generation from bringing somebody like Ronaldo in. From a team perspective, you know, everybody knows Ronaldo's a super hardworking dude. His work ethic is second to none. So I think he's going to have a big impact on the players around him. He's a winner. He's a fighter. He wants to win. So I think everybody knows Ronaldo's not going to be there for 5 seasons. You know, I think within that time, he could definitely help the likes of Rashford, Greenwood, Sancho. All the younger boys under him are definitely going to learn off him. And I think that's the kind of player you want at your team.
Nah, the GOAT. I can't say anything else more to it. You know, I had him at number 1 too, just because of not only what he brings to the team, but what he's going to bring to the Premier League, what he's doing for the business side of things as well. I've already made our money back off of him just off shirt sales.
Probably,
alone.
yep.
Yeah. You know, so he's going to get into the team. He just eats, sleep, you know, football, winning.
Eat, sleep, rave, repeat.
Which leaves us only with one player, man. At number 1 of Let Him Shoot's top 10 transfers this window. Big man, Romelu Lukaku. What are you saying, boys?
You know what it is for me?
Yeah, what is it?
I think when you look at a signing, you look at what does the team need?
Yes.
Chelsea didn't need anyone else in the transfer window. They needed to go and get a 9. They needed to go and get someone who can score goals.
Talk to me.
What did they do? They went and got Big Rom. They got rid of that bum Werner. They got Big Rom, put him up front. They need someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, old onion bag. And he's there. He's that guy.
I had him at number 2, just behind Ronaldo. It's just what Chelsea needed, really. They need someone to just put the ball in the net. And with all the easy chances that they missed last year, he's someone that's just going to score them 20 goals.
This guy plays like this guy. Watched my tapes and was like, I want to be like this guy. Pause.
If you do 20 juggles right now, I'll believe it.
Great signing for Chelsea. They needed something up front, like just a finisher, just a goal scorer. I feel like whenever he gets on the ball, like I'm literally scared they're gonna Chelsea are gonna score. Whenever he gets on the ball, he just looks like he's gonna turn around and find the goal somehow.
He has to be the top goal scorer. I don't know if we have to win the league because this transfer season was wild. I think other teams also bought wild players. I think it's hard to say, yeah, Lukaku's in the squad, we have to win the league.
But the thing is, Chelsea have enough technical players to make up for it. Like they've got some absolute ballers in the midfield, players who want to play forward, players who will play to his feet and play to his strengths. They've got runners on the wing, and they bought Werner for 50 mil last year, expecting him to do what Lukaku is going to do this year.
So if we look at just how much they've made this transfer window, they got him for free. because they made the money back straight away. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, it's exceptional business. You brought in a guy that's proven to score double digits in any Premier League season. You know, he's scored 22 plus goals away from the Prem. He's in form. He's hungry. As a player, he's improved his game overall. Brilliant signing for me.
Romelu Bolingoli Lukaku. Man. No one watching this would have followed me back in the early stages when he signed for us. I had this guy as my DP on Facebook and every other social media platform I had. I was so excited. And when he left, I was actually heartbroken because I'm like, wow, it didn't work out. Like, this was meant to be the Drogba successor. But trust time.
All right, crowd. That's it, man. That's a let 'em shoot. Top 10 transfers at the EPL from the most current window. I'm going to list these transfers from 10 down to 1. At number 10, Lukonga. Number 9, Damari Gray. At number 8, Buendia. At number 7, Danny Ings. At number 6, Kunate. At number 5, British record transfer fee, Jack Grealish. At number 4, Varane. At number 3, Jadon Sancho. At number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's back in the Prem. Let's see what he does. And at number 1, Chelsea got their man, Romelu Lukaku. A special shout out to youth. Obviously, you see the Garms. They've been sorting us out for a while. So make sure you hit their socials. These hoodies are on sale. Run it up.